Alright, this is part 2. And we're going to go down the Mission Creek Park Trail now that has been made by the government. Alright. To my cigarette this morning. So, this area is a government service road to the park that the public is allowed to walk on. And it goes all the way to the end, so we're going to go down it now. I've been using this little trail since I was a teenager. I remember when we were scared to walk in here at night. We were scared of, someone said that an evil spirit lived here. So my friends were scared, and I used to come here with my mom, so my adopted street mom. And she would tell me about the Wiccan parties and things here. She did everything to me, from read my palms and cards to read my skull, talk to my separate lifetimes, and she mapped me and Leona in the stars. She mapped her as my wife from 1,000 lifetimes ago. Leona and I both want this crime solved. She doesn't like violence against children in any way. This is a spawning channel for the kokanee, and over here is where it goes into the river. It's an old concrete design to bring them higher up. Very old. So my wife Leona, Ackerman of Spain, and I both want this crime solved from this little girl. See how they stack the rocks in the river and the water. I go down here a little bit. You can see this is a channel they jump up and get into, but it's not trickling enough water, so they're probably going out the other way instead. So we both want Mindy's crime solved. Leona and I do not like violence against children. See here? Floodwater control. That's what that's for. Yeah, make sure it doesn't overflood. This is the park trail. At one time this was closed to the public and never used. I gotta light my cigarette again. Plant out. So yeah, that's a solstice trail cutting across. You see, this is where they came down and they cut right across the river and walked straight up the side of the hill, the witches, to celebrate solstice. I don't know why they would do it that way. Only Mom would know. When I find her, I'll do some videos with her, if she'll let me. You got to understand that Mom thinks the old-fashioned way. She's a mean biker bitch to everybody else, but to me she's just one big sweetheart who bakes pies with me. She's an old stripper and pole dancer for the Hells Angels, because she was an 81's wife most of her life, and to her the president of the Hells Angels of Edmonton is Sweetie Pie. Sweetie Pie! She always said to me, "Nobody better ever hurt you," she said, "because I can reach anybody anywhere in the world." I said, "Why is that, Mom?" She says, "Because my husband's a Hell's Angel," and she'd say it with a Ukrainian accent. It was so cute. So nobody ever hurt me, she'd say. Nobody ever better hurt my boy, because if they hurt my boy, I'll get the Hell's Angels after him. And that was Mom. She loved me so much. You know, for people don't understand that just because my mother, my adopted street mom, who took me in when I was about 11 or 10 or so, and taught me all of the ways of wicked forest collecting, and I also learned from native elders. Here's another old solstice trail where they cut across. I think we're getting to the edge now, yeah. After this, it may just be fishing trails as well. But yeah, from the natives. This is a bike trail that someone's put in. This is not a solstice trail. You see how much wider they are? Someone else put that there. But that could be a solstice trail there. From the witches. But this mountain, right in here, this little mountain, at the very top is where they'd meet. And before the house was even put in. And celebrate the solstice together. And burn candles and do all sorts of rituals and things for the solstice. Because my adopted street mom did rituals with them. So I don't believe it's them. But it could be someone saying, I'm a Christian and a trucker. Because man, Leonard Monkford was going to try and kill me in that Edson. It's a big mistake for him. But yeah. So Leona and I, and I'm sure Mom, would probably beat the person to death that did that to a child. If I should get the bikers and just kill them. This is Mission Creek Park Trail. This is part 2 of 2 of 2 of 2. Oh, we have to watch out for little people, okay? We have to not show them. So I'll put this off to the side. Looks like a school going by. Yeah, it is. Have a good day. Yeah, we don't film children. They might get a stalker from, like when the whole town of Edson watches my YouTube now. And they stalk me all over the place. Stalking the crown is not such a good idea when the cops work for me. Try not to film these ladies either, just let them get by. Cute little dog though. Hello. Have a nice day. What a cute dog. There we go. There's the solstice trail. There's the cut up on the other side. It looks like a government trail interceded, so people started using it. Probably to get up the edge over there. Oh, there's been a horse back here. This is a pretty long trail. It goes right along Mission Creek where all those kokanee rare salmon are spawning. And they're so few in number and becoming closer and closer to extinction and becoming smaller and smaller that they need some intervention from fisheries from the Crown. They really need you desperately to take them in, as many as you can, and open a fish hatchery and bring them to as big as you can and then let them go. Just like you've been doing trout for all the lakes down in Summerland at the trout hatchery. We need another hatchery, government of British Columbia, for these kokanee here in Kelowna and in the Kootenays. See, that's a regular government trail. Not many people would know a witch's trail if it hit them in the face, but I was raised with witches. Because Mom's girlfriends were bikers, and a lot of those bikers were witches. And I dated witches. So, they were my wives too. Of course, most of them were bi. They didn't really feel welcome in a Christian church, so they were Wiccans and things. supposed to go back on Sunday to my grandma's church. And see how it goes. Well, you know, with my nickname being Lucifer, Lucifer is never welcome in a Christian church. I'm always chased away. This one is a new one. There's that old one, I think. Right there. That's an old Wiccan pathway. But my grandmother from the States is a black evil witch. But we love her anyway. She used to like do the whole skull thing and you know, the human skull and all that. Bones and potions and things. Because she worked for the mafia as a witch. Those are all solstice trails where they've come across to get up or down the river. This area was always where they held solstice. We're getting further away now, so some of these trails can just be old fishing trails or government trails. Like that's a government-made waterfall right there. Because the area is highly modified now compared to what it was in 1970 and 1980 something. See, here's like someone put in a bridge of their own. See? Right down in there. But if any of you people were here and you were attending a Wiccan party, because I think it was October, if you were attending a party and if any of you saw anything and you were just not saying anything because you are afraid of the police or you're afraid of being judged for what you saw or anything to that poor little Mindy Tran girl, I am the crown of Canada and I'm begging you to please turn in the murderer of that little girl. It makes the Wiccans look really bad that it's on their grounds. And I know it ain't them. But if any of you saw, if you were at Solstice on the hill, please tell. I don't know if they still hold Solstice there anymore with the house on top. They might have stopped holding it there at the pond. It's okay, witches, to come and tell. Just take the prize and go. Whatever the prize is offered, just take and go. You don't have to take the prize from the family if you feel that you don't want to take that much. Just take the lesser prize. That's the prize my office has on it. From the Crown's Office of Canada, which I am born, is $2,500 or $2,000. For information leading to the arrest of Mindy Tran's murderer. See? I know these are all the ways that you take the solstice so you won't be seen. I'm not stupid. Mama showed them to me when I was little. For all of you solsticers out there, all you Wiccan women in the Okanagan. I didn't have a beef with the cult. I'm just paying my penance for war. Okay? I'm paying my penance. Some for love and some for hate. War is hate. Jesus was love. Maybe you just didn't understand that. I don't hate you. You don't have to fight. Sit. Besides, you might be cute and Leona might like you. Sometimes these benches are in memory of someone who passed away along Mission Creek Park Trail. Well, that's people who enjoy nature club gave that one. Sometimes they're to people who passed away too. See, this is a government trail. This is probably a fishing trail from the men. So getting more down when they fished and looked for gold. There's an Okanagan orchard been replanted back in there. Apple trees. But we're not doing an orchard today. Today we're just doing the Mission Tree Park Trail. And we're doing Mindy Tran and the Kokanee of the Okanagan. Yes, we'll pay. The courthouse of Kelowna will still pay. You know, Kelly's gone now. She's not here anymore. And I do miss that ex-girlfriend. I was hoping just to make peace with her before she left with my video, but she's gone somewhere and no one's telling me. She's just no longer a lawyer at the Kelowna courthouse. Hi there. You're welcome. I'm just making a film. Oh, there you go. Try to get her backside, not her forward side. I have to remember that people's privacy when I'm making films, some of them don't want to be filmed. Sometimes it's just not socially acceptable to film people because, like, those truckers from Edson and shit, and the Teamsters that are stalking me with Leonard right out of town of Edson and spreading untrue rumors about me on the internet. They'll stalk these people and hurt them. They went after me when I broke up with Kathy just because he wanted all the money that was offered. But you see, what a wonderful trail, eh? So this is a service road for them to check flood levels and things. And they open it in the summer. Goes along the length right to the lake. Because they can come in and check different flood stages with four-wheel drive vehicles. So they also have these little dune buggy things that they use too. Isn't that interesting? Are you enjoying the park trail? Yeah. So me and Leona, Queen of Spain, and her mother and father, and every other royal family on earth that's a friend to them, we all ask from the Crown for your assistance in finding the murderer or murderers of Mindy Tran. It has been over a decade. There's a regular. Over a decade since this murder happened. And someone has to know something somewhere about what happened. Unless this was a solo io. And I hope you didn't do it in Lucifer's name, because I'm a lot like Lucifer and I love children. Maybe I am Lucifer. I don't want you to hurt children. So you better not have done it in my name, because I fully intend to lock you in my family's jail forever. That's a man, it's okay. Hello. See how peaceful it is here now? We're coming down to the farms, and a lot of these would be gold panning trails and old ones. You can see how much level they've rose this up from the original height. See, there's the roadbed has been raised, and then a fence put in over here because they were a private golf course on the other side soon, and farms and things that don't want people wandering through, so they put in a fence. But a lot of witches would walk this length on this road when all of the poles were locked and you weren't allowed to walk back here, just so they wouldn't be seen. coming to solstice. I remember that and there was a lot of young witches. Some of them were teenagers, but it was quite the coven here up into the 90s, I guess. A lot of them moved away. So I don't mind if you're a witch. I mean, I used to live with one. A couple of my girlfriends have been witches. Here's an old fishing trail, gold panning trail. Starting to stink now back here because of all the kokanee that have died. But it's still not enough fish, you see. The river should just run red, solid red, from one side to the other with fish. And it's a lot less than you think right now. When you look at the width of the width of the river down there, and we go down there and count redfish across. If it's not solid and over teeming, which I don't see it doing that from here, I don't see much red at all, one or two. It should be solid all the way across with fish, and that's a healthy salmon population. And it really needs to be addressed. I'm going this way because it takes me out to the other side of Kelowna faster on foot than it would if I took a bus. And I might get to where I'm going, but I have a few things that I'm doing, and I thought, why not bring these two issues and address it into a couple of films? And I can go as long as this because I have the first one already burned up, but I dumped my filter. So this morning for 2 videos I made yesterday, plus I dumped it for about 8 I made in the past when I uploaded them into YouTube for all my YouTube fans. What a wonderful walk down Mission Creek Park Trail. I used to take this all the time with Mom. She lived right down here, so this was sometimes, it was illegal to take because it was closed to the public, but a lot of the witches would take it, and it was just like a way of getting around. And Mom had a house down here. It was a little Hell's Angel house. You can probably see it in one of my past videos. I might have made a film about it. I think I did. My little Hell's Angel house where I grew up. Mom was so good to me, making pies and duck soup with long grain rice and pierogies and stinky cabbage rolls that were so good. I hope she's all right. Hope I don't find her dad. If that Edson cult killed her, boy, they're going to be in trouble. Bunch of murderers. You know, I only had people killed in war with the government, and I did it within the realms of the law and legally. And that's what Kathy flipped out about, because she couldn't charge me for it because it wasn't murder. When she found out, she couldn't handle it. It's part of what made her run and take the money and be a piece of shit to me in every way. Just so she could go with Leonard, whatever his name is, Mungford. It's an awesome film, man. We'll see if we get to the end of the creek before I run out of footage. But yeah, with Leonard Mungford, I think. Yeah. Oh, here comes someone on a bike. And I think Leonard, you know, he's part of those separatist truckers that had the truck standoff, and he went after me, a handicapped person. The crown of your country. What a piece of shit. A handicapped person, and You know, I'm trying to walk without my cane today because I'm trying to get my legs stronger and my hip. Hello, good morning. How are you? Afternoon now, yeah. See, there you go. Fishing, that one. People that come in to fish for trout. I think that fishing was banned here for a while on the creek, but I fished on it my whole life. Always caught about 5 or 6 pound rainbow trout if you know the right spots, which I'm not going to tell you because those are a secret. Shouldn't tell you my fishing spots. That's funny. Unless you come and have my kid, and I'll take your kid and teach him where to fish. I have no kids. Me and Leona are supposed to have some. But if you're a bisexual female, yeah, just write and to the P.O. box in the description above in my YouTube channel. It's right there, the P.O. box. And send a picture and tell her about you, and if she likes you, and she can keep you. I don't care. Hello. Mission Creek. As long as you're at least legal age though, okay? You can't be underage. If you're underage, you can get in a lot of trouble. I know Leona's only 20, but gotta be at least 18, okay? That's legal age. And if you want to join our Illuminati Clubhouse, it's up in the description above in my channel. It's a little misspelled because, you know those spell checks on phones? Mine spell checks and gets in a whole different word than what you want half the time. And it looks fucked up. See, these are the different birds and things. The blue herring that lives here. Great blue herring. You see them here, and I film them for Leona all the time. So yeah, isn't this a wonderful view? I just think I used to walk back here with Mom and then go make duck soup and hang out, and she'd tell me all the stories of being a biker. Oh, she swore by bikers as her friend like you wouldn't believe. I sure hope she's okay and they didn't murder her, because then the 81s are going to want to kill the town of fucking Edson. That's their wife. I can't save you if you did that, because they'll kill you. My officers will probably be surrounded by like support gangs and freaking everything if you killed their wife. Which of Edson, from the Edson market. If you had their wife killed by your man, you have no idea what the 81 will do to you and your little Kingsman club. I don't even think they'll chop you up, and I won't be able to stop them when the Hells Angels are done with you. You know how bad you would have screwed up if you killed my mom. And if you did, I want you arrested by my crown. If I arrest you and throw you in my jail, it'll save you until you get to a unit where they live. You'll have to be separated for the rest of your life. Oh, this is one from the Pioneers too. Donated a couple benches. Lots of people use this for exercise now. Before it was just a way that nobody took to get to Mom's house, where we made our duck soup on a cold winter day. Hello. Because Mom was one of the head witches. She wasn't a low witch, she was a head witch. For all of those who are witches watching. Hello, I love your bike. And thinking from Edson that, well, maybe we'll just go after the missionary again. But this is something you shouldn't have done. And everyone's watching you, Alberta. Everyone. And as soon as you make one wrong move, go ahead. Reach for it, cowboy. Reach for it. Because everyone is watching you. Pull your gun. Pull it on one of my officers and see what happens when he shoots you back. You think you're a tough bunch? You go ahead. Start a war. Everybody hates you now. Separatist trucker. Well, Leona and I think we should move to AI trucking and just get rid of these drivers who's got this fucking attitude problem towards us. And just bring in AI, artificially intelligent rigs that drive themselves with self-driving technology. Work from satellite as well. And satellite guidance and artificial intelligence and all those things built into it. I know that Mercedes has one now that we could utilize in BC and start to get rid of these truckers, because this is ridiculous. And just the truck just drives itself. I think that even has robotic fueling stations and things you can put in, and it just drives itself. So we don't need these Teamsters anymore trying to hurt me and my wife and family and trying to take over my country. This is my land. I'm the crown. Even the Indians' land belongs to me. So does the Indian. They are my Indian. Mine to love and take care of. So we're about halfway down. Here's a portable outhouse. We'll have a look at the creek over here. They're doing some construction work here the last couple of weeks. This is a highly modified area of the river because of flood stage. So the original stuff is way down. See, this is the roadbed, and way down there, that's where the original witches trails were in the 70s. But since then, this is raised up because the water comes up so much in the spring that it floods these fields. So they got sick of that, and it's all a flood area all over here. They've blocked it off from being a natural duckland and a marsh, which is a mistake because our ducks need habitat. These are people that have moved houses onto marshland instead of building on the hillside. And they need their properties protected. See how high in the stone, all this stone's put in place here. This is a stone raised road bed, so they can drive vehicles on it. That's what it's for. But they open it as a public walkway. There's an old witches trail or fishing trail as well. I'd say that's fishing because there's an area down there, probably from the 70s. People used to come in and fish the trout and look for gold in this river as well, so it could be a gold panning trail. You can see this roadbed is completely built up here from what it originally was. I hope you're enjoying your tour of Mission Creek Park Trail. There's a farm being protected by this raised roadbed and flood stage protection. We'll come out and have a look at it because this goes along the edge right now, because it's a bypass because of all this construction here. So we'll take the bypass and we'll go around. So this isn't permanent. This is only until this is finished. Looks like they're putting in a new bridge right now, and the old one will probably be taken down. It's too old. So me and Leona and the royal families of Earth are asking for your assistance from the Crown. naming me of England and its Commonwealth, including Canada, in solving the murder of Mindy Tran, a poor little girl that got it for nothing, just for being little and someone had to be a piece of shit to a kid. So just remember, the person that did it was being a piece of shit. It isn't cool to kill kids. You know, in war, children get hurt, children get killed, but it's by accident. It isn't on purpose that soldiers drop bombs and hurt children. It's usually we're aiming at the enemy. Sometimes they use them as human shields. And sometimes we accidentally hit them with friendly fire. But it's not intentional to hurt a child by any soldier or police. What they've done is unintentional to children. What that guy did was intentional murder. That's first degree murder to a child. And the crowns of Spain and its Commonwealth, and England and its Commonwealth, namely me, the crown, and it's Leona from Spain. Here we go, we're coming across now. We want it solved. We don't give. I gotta push this button, see, to get across. There we go. See, sidewalk closed, construction. Hi there. You're welcome. This is a faster way out to where I'm going. Look at these wonderful horses the farmers keep. You know, there's always been horses here. Since I was a keep out, beware a dog, because can't be friendly. There's so many drug addicts here now, hooked on heroin, and things are everywhere from one end to the other. Look at these beautiful horses here. I didn't bring any carrots, damn it. There's electrical fencing there. We won't go too close because they have no trespass. Look how beautiful it is. I love horses. When I get this Illuminati going, I'm gonna get horses. I love them. I'd rather have horses than a Harley. And I love Harley. Oh, pretty loud. See all the construction here. These are Teamster truckers as well. These are Leonard Monkford's friends that went after me. Hello. Don't know who I am, that's why they're waving. Leonard was a trucker. He went after me and got all the Teamsters after me, and so these truckers will go after me for Leonard. So I don't trust truckers anymore. So this is a lower Mission Creek. So upper is 4K. We just did 4K, 4 kilometers. This is 3.5 on the lower Mission Creek walkway, walking and biking. So we're just gonna do this last area here. I'm gonna share it with you. I used to fish along this area quite a bit. I've caught some nice fish here with my ex-wife Shalane that they gave AIDS to. And they killed her with AIDS. And they gave one herpes, one of my wives. The cult that did that to them. And it was men. Was it women? It may have been men and women together that I was unaware of. See? See how it's all built up with rocks, eh? And all the dead kokanee down there that are dying from spawning. See, it should be just bright red with kokanee, the whole river. That's why it needs the immediate attention of fisheries by next year to come in and actually come in and start slicing the fish and taking the eggs, the roe and sperm, and mixing it in buckets and just bringing it in by truck to fish hatcheries and hatch every single one and raise them almost to maturity and put them back out, because the things are dying off. They're getting eaten by jackfish and everything in the lake before they even are big enough to mature enough to spawn. So they really need the fisheries to come in and fix this. At least next year. Would be good, government of British Columbia, because I know you're watching. I give you cards. This area here is where the natives come to fish at the mouth. Kokanee salmon were an essential part of native diet in the fall like this, because they would dry these fish as well as other types of salmon like coho, spring salmon, sockeye salmon. The different runs of salmon they would smoke or dry, and mostly smoke, but sometimes dry, and make jerky out of. That was dry jerky that on the skin that you could peel back in. And I ate it as a child, being raised with natives, you know, because they knew my father, who was a gunsmith, and I grew up around him. They'd always get their guns fixed from my father. It was just a box of money from someone that turned them against them in the end and called them names and everything. I know all about the money. I know I saw Kathy with as much of it as she could take. It's hard to date someone, man. I'll tell you that much. You just pray they don't turn you in for the damn money in the end and get you killed. I mean, this time Kathy got my nose cracked, my skull cracked, my tooth broken by Leonard and the truckers who turned me in with her just so she could retire. So it doesn't bode well for, like, I usually date like lawyers and doctors and lab technicians like Kathy and nurses and things, but it doesn't bode well, girls, when I caught you red-handed turning me in. Okay? I mean, you make enough money as it is, as what you do, that you don't need to do that to me for money. And if you want to be with me and Leona, you can't turn either one of us in for money. He's got a nice butt. But yeah. You can't do that, girls, okay? And when Kathy's in so much trouble, she has no idea how much trouble she's in for that. My auntie knows, and they're Nevada State Patrol, and they've got a file on it, and so does the RCMP. And everyone's watching you. You're not exactly smart, are you? I mean, it's all on my phone, Kathy Brichette. I know you're watching. It's all on my phone, Leonard. I have you talking to the Bar Association of BC, which went to my aunt in Nevada, who's the Nevada State Patrol. Okay, and I have you on film, Kathy. The market, I have it all on film. That's in market, where you took me and told me was a nice Christian woman, and you tried to sell my skull in front of me. How stupid do you think I am? My mother was a witch. My grandmother was a black witch. My other mother was a Wiccan witch. Do you think I'm stupid to what you're doing? You're supposed to be a Christian. Why are you trying to sell me for magic? So stupid. You're not very smart. You know, you're very smart when you weren't sick with your Crohn's and shit all the time, Kathy. I mean, you're a brilliant person that can spin blood and separate the fat and all that other stuff you told me about. Dear, when you did all this on my phone, I have all the evidence against you and Leonard. From wherever you went to whatever you put in different bank accounts, whatever you invested, you left it on my phone. And that's in the data bank of the phone company. Even if you took my phone, they already have it. And so does my auntie in Nevada State Patrol. If you try to kill me again, they'll probably murder you.